But let's say Trey Sermon needs to be let go. And I don't really know that would happen yet. This is a third-round pick from a year and a half ago. And I actually believe that if they did want to get him off the roster, I totally think that there would be trade interest. I said that to Kyle before the show, and he kind of gave me the gas face. He's just like, what kind of...
Gas face.
Come on,
gas face.
You've had a guy that was a third-round pick a year ago, was evaluated as such by the whole league, was hurt for good portions of last year. In other words, somebody would want to take a look. I'm not saying that they would give up a lot.
Kick the tires.
Somebody would want to give a look if the 49ers decided we've got too many running backs, and so that's an option. My reaction to that would not be, oh, bust, miss, can't believe you did that. I don't know if this is the way everyone's mind works. I go into a draft and just assume we're going to come out with 2 or 3 of those every time. Every team, I don't care who you are, you're going to, right?
Not on day 2, not day 1, not day 2.
Really?
Yes.
You don't ever get that?
No, of course I do get that.
Every team does that just about every year.
But you can't keep doing this with running backs. And, Kyle, you are the offensive laminated play sheet master. Stop drafting running backs high in the draft. Elijah Mitchell was a 7th-round pick, a 6th-round pick. Great. He's a hit. Jeff Wilson Jr., undrafted.
Mostert.
Great. He's a hit. Mostert, undrafted. Great. He's a hit. Knock it off, Kyle. When you continue to do this, Joe Williams, when you continue to do this, Trey Sermon, it doesn't work. So to that extent, I do hold that against him if Trey Sermon, in fact, becomes a bust, a miss, etc. Last year, 41 carries, $167, 3 catches, 8 stints in the doghouse.
Yeah.
If you spend 3rd-round draft capital on a guy who you can't play, that's no good.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying this is the cost of doing business. I don't want them to stop evaluating. I don't want them to stop leaving all options open. I don't want them to have a rule. Oh, we can't draft a running back in the first 3 rounds because it just hasn't worked in the past, the 2 other times that we've tried it.
I actually do want them to take that approach. And you know what?
I don't.
TDP, if Tyron Davis-Price doesn't become a player and you spend 3rd-round capital on him, if TDP is another miss, knock it off, Kyle.
TBD is what it is for all of these guys, by the way. It is way too early.
It's not TBD for Joe Williams.
Well, no,
it's been
not.
D'd.
No, but that's one guy.
It's been determined.
I'm not giving up on Trey Sermon right now because...
But if they are, then I am.
So we'll see. Yes, we'll see. I mean, Shanahan has not been saying... He's been saying good things about Trey Sermon in this camp, by and large. Do we have anything from him, by the way, on specific to Sermon over the weekend? Not much. What did he say?
We have something.
We do?
But it may not be bolstering.
Glowing review.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
His 5 carries for 8 yards.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's not what I thought. And I was glad that he was able to start the game and help us out through that. And it didn't last that long, but I took advantage of the plays that he had.
Okay, so I was glad that he was able to start the game for us.
Yeah, thanks for helping us out, Trey.
It's basically like, really appreciate you being able to put your uniform on. That was amazing.
Needed a guy to have a pulse, and he was, about 82 BPM, so I'm thankful for that. My goodness.
But wait, did he say anything bad?
But wait.
It was just like there weren't, he sort of struck the chord, and I saw many do this. Like, did Trey Sermon perform poorly, or did he, were there just people in his lap the minute he got the ball?
He doesn't create any yards.
Okay.
He just one hit and he's done.
Yeah.
That's
a one-hit wonder. He's Kaja
See,
Gugu.
but this is a very familiar preseason story, and I'm just going to be honest. I never know what to do with it. I never know what to do with this, which is running back comes in early, some defensive lineman is sitting on him for the entire 2 series or whatever you get. And then in the 4th quarter, against people who will be bagging groceries in a few weeks, somebody goes banana land and we all go, that's the guy you got to keep. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know. I don't know what to do with that. So is Mason now, like, are we going to write an even TDP who looked good? He runs with a little bit of an angry streak, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Which I like. But I just, that's kind of my point about, I don't know what to do with this information. I don't know who you're playing against. If you're playing against the 3s and 4s and you show out, are we sure that Trey Sermon wouldn't have done the same? And I don't know.
Well, we've seen Trey Sermon play against the 1s in actual real football games and not be able to really generate anything offensively. And I'm concerned about his ability in the zone scheme, if this is maybe not the right fit for him in terms of how he likes to run, because when you're a zone scheme runner, you've got to read the play, and then it's put your foot in the ground, boom, one cut, and get it done, and he's not that kind of runner. And if he can't fight his way through tackles, then the zone scheme's not going to fit for him.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do, but I just know that I'm going to look at this, and that's sort of my way of looking at a draft. I'm going to go in, and you're going to come out of there with 7 to 10 players, and then you're undrafted free agents, and I'm going to assume that some of them are going to hit, and some of them are going to miss, and I'm going to put a little bit of an extra juice on your top 3 rounds. I get that. But if you come out with some hits to go with your misses, and you put together a roster like they have, I don't know. It's just not one of these things that gets the hair on the back of my neck all stood up. But it just doesn't do it.
Think about what if they were better at the top of the draft, and you go back to Dante Pettis in the 2nd round in 2018, Tarvarius Moore, who looks largely unplayable right now.
I don't know about unplayable. I mean, he's still with the team.
They signed another safety today.
They did. Yeah, no, they said they were going to do that. That's just for numbers.
Right.
I don't know if it's to beat out Moore. We'll see.
But if Tarvarius Moore was really a frontline guy, you wouldn't be looking to sign another player to play his position.
No, they want 3 or 4 safeties. They
want a guy who can actually cover. Tarvarius Moore got torched in the first week of preseason. I think if you look at Kentavious Street, he's a 4th rounder. Dante Pettis in the 2nd round is a miss. Jalen Hurd in the 3rd round, he was unable to even play at all.
He got hurt.
That's a miss.
He got hurt.
He got hurt.
He got hurt.
He was hurt in college,
right?
And then he got hurt again.
Right, everybody's hurt in college. I mean,
untrue.
Not
Trey
really.
Lance was not hurt in college.
Trey Lance barely played.
But I mean,
you get my point. We've done this for years, and this is just going to have to be. It's kind of like how
Lynch and Shanahan though are better 4th through 7th than they are 1st through 3rd.
I don't know. Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel. I'm not willing to do that. I guess that's my point. We love to paint with a broad brush. This is what they do. Nah. Some years, yes. Some years, no. And similar to how I accept, for example, I accept, Dan Dibley, that you are more emotional than the average person when the conversation goes to umpires and referees. Good? Are we good there?
We're not good. Are we talking about robo-umps again, Mark?
No. Like, this is a character. This is a characteristic of you, and we're all good with that. We accept that around these parts.
Most of us accept it.
I want you to accept something about me. You can't blame a team when someone gets hurt. Sorry. Nope. I don't want to hear all your reasons. This is me. Okay? I want to be accepted for this. You can, but he was hurt in college. Right, so was Frank Gore. I don't want to hear it. You can't blame a football team when a football player gets hurt.
I accept it up to a certain point, which I think you accept my referee stance up to a certain point as well. There are some injuries that are strength and conditioning and fitness related, but in general, yes, when a player tears his ACL, that's not the team's fault.
Yep.
When Jimmy Garoppolo plants his foot on the sideline and tries to get extra yards against Pittsburgh, I can't blame Shanahan and Lynch for that.
It's Kansas City, but I get your point.
I always get that one wrong.
Anyway. By the way, 510, I'm going to clap back on this. Bosa was a no-brainer. You get no credit for that. That is absolutely untrue. First of all, what was Bosa?
Injured.
Hurt in college.
Yeah.
Second of all, Quinnen Williams. Do you not remember that name? This was a hot debate. I
met Quinnen Williams.
And
we're homies.
No, don't you dare, Kyle. Quinnen Williams.
It was definitely a debate.
It was definitely a debate, and it was definitely, in fact, if you go to the early portions of the draft board, Quinnen Williams was ranked higher than Bosa on most boards. That's a fact. By the time we got close to the draft, it was obvious what the 49ers were going to do, but there were plenty of people, and I got receipts in this town, who wanted Quinnen Williams over Nick Bosa because of the injury history. That was absolutely a thing. So no, it's not a no-brainer. This is part of what I hate. Oh, don't mess up, but then when you don't mess up, oh, that was a no-brainer. No, sorry. You get credit for your hits. Period.
But you also get blame for your misses.
That's fine.
And that's where, I want to make sure that you assign appropriate blame for example, Solomon Thomas.
Yes.
Reuben Foster, they traded up to get a guy who had character issues.
It was a bad first round.
John Lynch thought that he was smarter than everyone else, and they traded up to get him. The Niners took Solomon Thomas at 3, passing on Jamal Adams, Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and many, many others. So we also have to highlight the big misses. If we're going to highlight the hits, we do need to point out the misses.